Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. If you were trying to watch me live, the first time I went live, I got a phone call and it just stopped my video. This is what is not very fun about Facebook Live. If you're watching on YouTube, you are watching a recording of a Facebook Live, and this is my second try to do this live recording. So I hope those of you that were watching before, so many of you popped on, I hope you will pop on again. So we have to go back through this whole thing of getting my my iPad to show me what you're seeing, so I can make sure I'm in the video. So I'm gonna check that. Looks like I'm back. And then my laptop, I have to do the same thing here, and that's where I see your comments. So say hello. I would love for you to let me know where you're from, and maybe you can share a little bit about how much you are stamping these days. Are you busy with stamping? Are you a beginner? Are you someone who's never stamped? Are you someone who has stamped for like many years? Hey, Julie's got me. So Julie at least sees me, so I am back live. That's awesome. I hope the other people that were on, quite a few have popped on, and now, okay, we're coming again. Frozen again, Julie? On my end, it isn't frozen. So you might, since we had a snafu, you might have to refresh your page, or even shut your device down if you're on your phone or your tablet or computer, and then come back in again. That's what I had to do to start over. So if you're watching on YouTube, it's normally not this rocky at the beginning of Facebook Live, but it is technology, so sometimes things just go goofy. But I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for joining me, and let's get started on this really cute pop-up card. Let me show you, and then I'll turn it down and show you how to make it. So here it is, and then it pops up like that. There's a little mechanism on the side. So this is pretty easy. I'm not really not one for complicated fun fold cards. I got to click a couple things here. I'm going to go upside down, but you'll be right side up. So hang on. There we go. And then you'll be right side up. I don't like complicated very much of anything. I don't really like fiddling a lot, doing putsy things with my stamping, but this is not hard. It's if I can do it, you can do it. So I did want to share it with you. I'm going to get my phone a little bit in a better position. Let me move this over just a touch. And if you've already heard this before, hello, Diane. Yes, part 2, my friend. Thank you for finding me again. I am up on my laptop as well, so I'll get that out of the way. Let me come back again just a little bit more. There we go. Gosh, I'm having all kinds of troubles today. That must mean it's going to be a good video. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes when things go wrong, it's still all good. And now that's even worse. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I am determined that probably after the holidays, I am going to subscribe to eCam, and I don't have to then be moving my phone all around like I am. Gosh, so sorry with this. It's just a hot mess today. Hi, Kathy. All right, well, I'm going to see what I did to my phone and see if it's any better, but it looks like it's even worse. Oh my gosh, seriously? We're going to go with that, kids. I think it's good enough. All right, as I said the first time, if you missed the first time or you were watching and then my feed got cut off, we're working with a set out of the holiday mini catalog. This is a Stampin' Up catalog. This is a current catalog through the end of December. And we're going to work with a set called One of a Kind. Now, this is a bundle. It's a very inexpensive bundle as bundles go. It's down here is the bundle price. It's $27.75. I even put that under my host code today because this is a really good purchase. If you like snowflakes and you like something a little bit different, this would go into winter, and probably for the most part is winter. It does have a Christmas greeting. Hope you have the merriest season ever. So we'll call it Christmas/winter, but we're going to work with this today. It's on page 45 if you have a mini catalog. If you don't have one and you'd like to have one and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd be happy to get one to you. Just let me know. So it comes with all the stamps, and then these two dies. Now, this die cuts out this snowflake, and then it cuts out this intricate snowflake. I'm going to be showing you all the things that it can do. It's a really beautiful die. And if you would just rather have the dies, you can buy those separately as well. Or you can buy the stamps separately. If you buy them together, it's a 10% discount. Hi, Kathy. I've been thinking about you. Kathy Vaverka, I've been following all your cute posts on Facebook. It's nice to see you. I haven't seen you live for a while. Pam says it's so windy. It's so windy here, too. It's a mess. So let me try and get started with this so I don't get too distracted. Let me get out my bits for the card while I'm visiting with you. We have some new, this is related to what we were talking about. We have some new, relatively new patio furniture, and there are a lot of cushions on it. It's a sectional. So Steve and I last night, with all this storm and the rain, we brought in our cushions. And you can't see in my studio right now, but to my left, it's a rec room / stamp studio. We have piles and piles of cushions. Oh my gosh. So I'm having a class in person. I don't think this is cut right, my friends. We're going to probably have to do some recutting. Yep, that is not cut right. So let me get my paper trimmer out and we'll recut this. So this is a new set of furniture for us. So we actually don't have a storage place figured out. We do have room in the garage. It'll probably end up there actually. But right now I think we've got Christmas stuff. We have a storeroom in our garage. So we're going to have to take our Christmas stuff out of there and then put the cushions in, and then they'll trade places when we have to put all the Christmas stuff back. Okay, this is garden green, and it should have been 4 1/4, actually a little skinnier than that. So this is what I do a lot of times. I go to like 4 whoops, that's not 4 1/4, Joey. So here's 4 1/4, and I'm going to come back a 16th. So it's just a little bit skinnier. Oh, that one is right. So no, that can't be right. All right, sorry. This is kind of a hot mess today. Oh, it should be 3 7/8 plus. All right, so let's start over with that. So I'm going to the 4, then I'm coming back a 16th. Stick with me. This will be worth it. I know it's kind of a raggedy start today, and this should be about right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, this card is a little bit different than what we usually do, or at least what I usually do. I usually start with the outside of the card first and then do the inside, but today we're going to do it just the opposite. We are going to take the inside greeting, and this is going to be a Christmas card. So we're going to get out these various stamps. Yay, Martha. Good. I know you've had trouble finding me lately, so today is a bonus day because you found me twice. I'm so happy you're here. So Martha is a friend that I met online. She just started watching my videos and subscribed to my newsletter, and she's a demonstrator. And then at the last Stampin' Up on stage, we met in person. I got to visit with her a little bit, and that was super fun. So honestly, I love to share stamping, but I also love to make friends online. That's the reason I'm live, that I'm not just doing video, because I personally in my life need the connection to people. I'm not teaching anymore. I was a secondary choir teacher. And, you know, after COVID, we quit doing some of the things that we have been doing. That's not that we worry about getting COVID anymore. I mean, any more than getting any other sickness. But what I'm saying is I'm a homebody, and I'm not getting out. So what I'm also saying is I'm so happy you're here. I'm happy that we share stamping together. It's a universal language, kind of like music. Anybody can do it, and it's really fun. I'm just going to stamp a few pool party snowflakes. There's 3 different sizes of snowflakes in this set. So, well, actually 4. So there's this big one, and then next, and next, and next. And we're going to use all of these today. There's also this cute little flurry. And then there's a to from. So I have seen, it's actually in the catalog where they stamped the snowflake and die cut it and stamped to and from on it and made a set of tags out of it. I wanted to do that to show you how to do that today, but time just runs out. I have a class on Thursday night. My craft along class has prepped. Some of you that are here online have taken that, are getting my kit this week. They're all, I'm going to stamp this one off just a little bit. There we go. All the kits are prepped. Those of you that are doing the Snowy Wonder Craft Along, that's next week's live. So don't miss next week because we're going to do Snowy Wonder, a full class of Snowy Wonder cards. And if you pre-ordered the set, it's coming to you very soon. It's all done. I just have to pack them up in mailing envelopes and print the labels and schedule the pickup. And I will do that yet today. They will be scheduled to be picked up yet today. So I'm excited about that. Okay, this is the inside of our card. I usually don't make the inside of the card this fancy. I mean, I usually don't put an extra layer on the inside, but this is a special card, so we're going to put the layer on the inside. Yes, it was fun to meet you, Martha. So fun. Martha does a lot of craft fairs. I don't know if she's doing them now, but I have done a lot in the past as well. But we have shared a lot of crafty things. Okay, my friends, now this part's important. I'm going to put DSP on the front of my card, but I don't want any adhesive here. That's important because we're going to put our pop-up here so we can't have it sticking to anything. So I'm just going to go around the very edges with my adhesive. You could use glue here. It wouldn't be a bad idea. But just the key is make sure you stick to the outside rim. You don't want any adhesive on the inside of this. Okay, so then I'm just going to lay down my adhesive right here so it stays in place. Then, here's where the next step comes in. We're going to die cut a circle. Now, if you have been with Stampin' Up! For a while, you might have the set of dies that has ovals in them. This would work really, really well with an oval as well. If you have that set of dies or any circle dies, any shapes dies would work for this. Except I think anything that's jaggedy. I don't think any die that's kind of jaggedy like the perennial postage dies, I don't think that would work very well. You could try it. I just don't think it'll work. Make sure I'm doing the right side of this. Okay, so we're just going to kind of get this centered from top to bottom and right to left. And then we'll go ahead and put this on. Oh, Martha, you're still doing the craft fairs. You know what? I just didn't get involved in them this year. Doing a weekly class on Facebook Live, plus my club, plus my craft along, plus my team meeting. I had to let something go, and I do miss it. There is one more. This is kind of tight. I wonder what I'm doing. It should be okay. I'm going to back out of this. I think it's just because my plate is just turned a little bit. So I'm just going to, I don't know if you can see me in the camera. See how this comes out, and I want it not to come out. So I'm going to line it up a little better. So it's going straight through, and then we'll do this again. That's better. There we go. Your plate has to be pretty lined up with the other plates. So of course today Teddy's barking. I forgot to put him in the bathroom. So he'll quit. He usually doesn't bark very long like our Brady dog did. That dog we had before Teddy. He would start barking and just keep barking. But Teddy usually doesn't, so we'll see. Today could be the exception. All right, so this is what we have. We cut this out like so, and then we have our patterned paper. I don't see where it is, where I cut it. Oh, here it is. We have this, and we'll use this. We can use this for another project. We're not going to use it for this one, but it's a perfectly good circle to use on another card. So now what we're going to do is, let's go ahead and decorate this before we do our mechanism on the inside. So let's go ahead. I've done pretty much quite a bit of stamping. Well, quite a bit of die cutting. We do need to die cut one more snowflake. So I'm going to put this aside. We'll come right back to it. Then I'm going to grab my snowflake, my big one, and I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. I had one here. Let's go over here. And I'm also going to grab my piercing mat. So if you don't have one of these, they're really nice for getting a good image on your photopolymer stamps, especially ones that have a lot of flat space on them, like this big snowflake. And you also just want to make sure you get them inked really well. It's kind of hard to see if I'm inking it really well because of how light it is, but we're going to just think that's going to work pretty well, probably is good. And then I'm going to put a fair amount of pressure on it without wiggling, and then just come straight up. There we go. That's a pretty good image, so I'm happy with that. Then let's go ahead and die cut this snowflake. And then actually all the die cutting is done and we can just assemble our card. So let's get this back out. And let me grab the die again. Got my dies here. You know, this wind, and it's kind of cold here. It's not super cold, but it's chilly, I'll say that. So it makes these late days in November not as pretty as you might want for fall, although it won't last forever, so I keep hoping it'll warm up a little bit. Many times we have just sweater weather on Thanksgiving Day. It's not super cold here. So I'm hoping we have a few more days of fall. We still have a few trees with a few leaves. Most of them have dropped, and then we have a lot of shrubs around our neighborhood that are still in full fall bloom. So I just love fall. I enjoy every bit of it. I love Thanksgiving, and I'm here for it. So I wish this silly wind would quit. Oops, we don't want that. We want our circle. So let's get our circle. And then I'm going to do a little bit more stamping on this circle. So there's a greeting that says, sending a flurry of happy wishes. I think these are such fun sayings for cards. They're just kind of upbeat and happy. And if you're a person that doesn't celebrate Christmas, you could just put this on the outside, and then you wouldn't have to put the merriest season ever. Well, you could still, maybe you celebrate other holidays during this season, so you could still do, hope you have the merriest season ever. I'm going to put this pretty far to the right because we're putting quite a bit, and I'm trying to kind of line up the words with my grid paper. This grid paper is in the catalog as well. If you are wondering how to get it or if we sell it, we do sell it. You get a whole big pack that'll last you forever. We also have glass mats that are really nice as well. I usually actually use my glass mat, but for the past couple Facebook Lives I've been using my grid paper. I just haven't thought about it. So about getting out my glass mat, but I like that as well. And then that you know, this is disposable, that is permanent, so that's nice about that. Okay, so now I'm just looking through my snowflake stamps. We're going to do a little bit more stamping with snowflakes. I'm going to grab back that same blue one that I put on the inside. And let's see, that wasn't it. It was the larger one, I think. Yeah, the larger one. So this is the second largest snowflake in the set. The other one is, as you know, quite a lot bigger. And let's go over here so this can be seen. A lot of this is going to be covered up by the biggest snowflake. But we'll kind of stamp some snowflakes around the greeting. Now I'm going to go back to Garden Green. Oh, Julie, it keeps freezing for you. Is it freezing for other people? It's not freezing here on my end. Both my computer and my iPad are keeping up with it. So I guess if it's still freezing for you, to just go back out and come back in and see if that's, let me see. Yeah, I can see everything I'm doing. And then I just went crooked again. Dang it, when am I going to learn how to do this silly phone? Because it goes exactly opposite as you're trying to make it go. All right, then we'll just do some Garden Green snowflakes. And I didn't stamp these off. At least I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Well, we're not stamping off on this one. Maybe we'll stamp off a couple. Like so. And maybe another one over here. Like so. Maybe we need another blue one, I'm thinking. Not freezing from my computer. Yeah, Kathy, good. That's good to know. It's not doing it on mine either, thankfully. Let's do, I think we need one more blue snowflake. Do you ever go back and add more? When you're doing kind of background stamping things, sometimes you end up going back and adding more. How about right there? That'll be good. As I said, most of this is going to be covered up anyway. Okay. Now I told you how beautiful the die is, that sweet little die. Other snowflake die, this one. So let me show you some, we'll put some snowflakes on this one that I already die cut. Be fine. I got to clean out all my stuff here. So I did a Garden Green one, and so the Garden Green comes from the Festive Glimmer paper that has Garden Green and Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, and looks like I need to get these cleaned out. Let's poke these out. This brush is our old brush. If you're looking for a brush, it's an attachment. The new one is an attachment that goes on the end of this. This comes off. This is a take your pick tool. And I actually don't have that one because I have multiples of the other one, so I just keep using that. But if you're looking for it, you'll just look for brush attachment online. Okay, or I think it's in the annual catalog as well. We're going to take this. Now this one is Summer Splash. This sparkle paper is from the 2024-2026 In Colors Glimmer paper. And that is pretty much the whole thing that you need for looking it up. Now, if you have an annual annual catalog, it's in the annual catalog. And if you look in the back in the index, it will be under specialty paper. I'm just rolling up some glue dots here. I don't really want this whole snowflake to be really stuck down. I'm not going to stick it too hard because I kind of want to figure out where my other things are going to go. So now this Garden Green one, I don't know, you guys, this seems like an odd combination, but I got it right from the paper. So I used the Pool Party. Well, I think this might, this is Garden Green, but of course it's not the sparkle Garden Green, so it looks a little bit different. But we're going to do the same thing with our mini glue dots. I'm going to just fold these up. Whoops. And stick them on. Now you can die cut these on the paper, the self-adhesive die sheets, and then they become a sticker. I could have done that, and then you don't have to add anything to them, but I kind of like them to not stick down all the way, so I kind of like this to be like that, a little floatier. So there's Garden Green Sparkle Paper on Pool Party. What do you think of that? I really like it. I was surprised. As I said, I went by the color combinations in the paper, and I was a little bit surprised how much I liked this. Let's put some dimensionals on the back. Let me grab my dimensionals. So this week, my friends, as my ordering special, I will be, if you put in an order using this host code, that's $35 or more, I will send you 5 cards. Some of them will be Christmas cards. Some will be current products. Some will be retired products, but they'll be completed cards. And these are from my swap cards. Now, my swap cards, oops, I need one more snowflake here. What the heck? I had a white one. I should have had a white one. Where is it? Where is it? Hang on. I did die cut it. I die cut 2 white ones. And I maybe put it in the wrong. We were going to make 2 of these today because I want to show you how to do it twice. Well, doggone it, my friends. I know I did it. Here's one I was going to use for my other card. We'll use it for this one. And then I'll probably do the other die cutting. Oh, I put both of them in there. There's 2. So there we go. Okay, so now this snowflake, this one I might just go ahead and it's going to be underneath everything. So I might just go ahead and put a little bit of just a tape runner adhesive on this one because it's going to be beneath everything. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that because it's the one that goes on the very bottom, and it's going to kind of be over here just a little bit. Now, here's something important, and I already made a mistake there, so I'll show you what I did that I need to undo. For this to slide carefully, for it to actually pop up like this, you can have something that goes above your circle, like see those 2 snowflakes go above, but you can't have anything on the sides or below, or it won't pop up. So just be careful of that. But it can be taller than your whatever you've die cut with, but it just can't be over the sides or the bottom. So this snowflake was a little low, so I need to bring this up just a little bit so it's not around the edge there. Okay, so there's that. Now we're ready for this snowflake. And as you can see, this is going to come in. We don't need that anymore. It's going to come in kind of like right over this. And now I'm trying to just be careful that I'm not getting it on the sides here, just above. Now this one probably needs to move a little bit as well. So I'm going to put it here, and then this one, watching the sides of this so I stay inside of my circle. Like that. I think this will be okay right here, but we might have to move it. Let's just move it to be safe. When you're doing this, just don't stick everything down really tight until you're pretty sure you've got this mechanism to work properly. Okay, now I think that'll work. But again, I didn't push it down really hard. Now, for the magic part. This part, we're going to take a piece of, for our card today, a basic white that is 2.5, I think. Hang on, let me check. 2 1/4 by 4. And then we're just going to secure our fold lines. This is gonna make actually kind of a little box. I just want to make sure these are really, really, really well scored and tight. So we're gonna actually make a little box here, but I'll show you how we're gonna do that. So this part, now let me think and make sure I get it right. I maybe need to look at my sample card. let's see. Now that won't matter which side I do this. Oh my gosh, you guys, I need to look at my card. Hang on here a second. How did I do this? Yeah, okay, yes. The fold is at the bottom, so that's right. And then this, let me make sure I'm doing this right. I made this 2 days ago, or 3 days ago. You'd think I could remember, but it's not coming to me. All right, we're gonna go, is it stuck on the top? Yes, it's stuck on the top. So we're gonna go like, the folded end is towards me, and then I'm going to just put some adhesive. I don't want my adhesive up into the circle, so I'm gonna put my adhesive closer to the fold here when I go up here. So I'm gonna line this up. Now I wanna make sure that I'm pretty even here. So it's gonna be right. Don't look for a second. Nope, that's not right. So hang on, we need to move this down. This needs to line up with this score line. Sorry. The back of it. So this is the way this looks at this point. Okay. Now we're going to, this guy's gonna be line up like this. So this is the one where we don't want the adhesive. We want that adhesive towards the top of it, so when we close this, it's not going to really come through the front of our card. And then there's a little adhesive here from my faux pas, so we don't want that. So we're going to make the second one, and then we'll hopefully do all the steps right on the second one. So now we have our box. Can you see how that is? So just remember, your folded line comes first, and then those edges line up with the bottom, and then the top as well. So now I didn't get it really centered, but we're gonna go with it for today. I think it'll be okay. Well, maybe not too late. All right, now I was too distracted. This is the magic piece that makes everything happen. So this little piece of cardstock is 3/4 by, let me make sure I look at it first, 3/4 by 2 1/4, and it's scored at 1 1/4. I'll send all these directions and the list of supplies that I used, and also all the measurements, to my email group. So now this guy goes here. Now here's the way this works. So the short end, can you see there's a short side and a longer side? The short side is going to go towards me, and it's going to be up like this, and then this part we're going to put right here. So I'm going to do this with glue. I know it's going to take a moment to dry, but this is the part that makes the whole thing happen. So I'm going to just do some glue here, like so. And then I'm going to put this, centering this kind of right here, like so. Now, it's not centered on this because, as I said, I was distracted because I wanted to make sure I was doing it right, and I didn't look carefully here, but this is centered on the circle. So next one, we'll get this centered, and it'll be better. So now we've got this stuck down really well. So now, this part is going to hold, and actually, let's put glue. We can put glue. Well, let's take this glue and get that secured down like so. Okay, now the flap is going to have, I'm going to put this glue as well. So the flap is going to go like this. I'm calling this the flap. So we're going to go like this on here. And gosh, what a mess. The phone is all hey-waggy and crazy. Let's go this way and see if I can straighten it up. This has kind of been a hot mess technology day. Thanks so much for being here with me. I hope that you enjoy the card and that you'll make it. So we're going to go ahead now and center this right back in the circle where it came from on top of that flap, like so. Okay, I'm going to hold it for a minute because it's liquid glue, and I'll go ahead and get out some gems that we can put on this. Let's just take it. Want that to secure. Let's get some gems out. These are the iridescent faceted gems. Oh my Lord, you guys, something is happening with my phone stand. It keeps moving on its own. Good Lord. Oh my gosh. Thanks for sticking with me. If it's your first time watching, honestly, it's not usually this chaotic. Just today it's kind of crazy. And then I'm going to pull my phone stand up a little bit. I'm going to move the whole thing. So hang on a second. It's going to be a little bit rocky for just a moment. I'm going to get further up. I'm going to get everything back in the picture. Like so. Sorry. Getting my tummy in there and everything else. Gosh, what a mess. Okay. Go here. Well, this is why people do video instead of live. This is why people do video instead of live on Facebook. Oh Lord in heaven, I think I just need to quit with this. All right, let's go. I hope you don't get motion sick, because you're probably motion sick by now. This is why I'm going to find out how to use eCam and start using eCam. And we won't have any of this because I can have it set up ahead of time. So if there's no other reason for all the mess ups today, that will be my incentive. Now these gems look really, really pretty with these snowflakes because they're so sparkly. Now I'm putting them in the center. You know, I probably could have pulled this guy. Let's move this guy. I think we still can. Let's move it a little bit to the right. Oh, Pam, bless your heart. Pam put LOL. Pam, you are a faithful watcher and friend. Okay, so put those there. Let's put another big one of these. They're faceted, so they show up really nice. Now, can you see how now this is how this is going to, oops, nope, see, we can't have this here. So it's interfering, so we have to move this up a bit. I'm gently pushing that up, pulling it up, and I think that adhesive is still good. So I'm going to go way high with this one and over, way high and over. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there we go. And then here is how our card opens. So we do this, and then this pops up. Can you see that, how that works? And now I'm going to just gently push this back a little bit. So that's how it looks to your people when you give the card. So this is the way it looks on the front. We'll push that back through. And then when they open it, it's going to be like that. So that's the first one. Okay, that was our first try. We're going to make this card again and hopefully be a little bit smoother. And we're going to use different paper and different things on it, but we're going to make it twice so you actually get to see it twice. I have a friend that does a lot of fun folds, and she always makes her cards twice on her Facebook Live. So she shows it with one set of dies or you know, one set of products, and then she does the same fold and she just changes the I'm thinking about my card instead of what I'm trying to talk about. She just changes up, you know, the products she's using, but she does the same fun fold. So I'm going to do that with you today. Okay, now remember on this card, it's really important here. Let's just go ahead and do our die cutting first, and then we got that out of the way, because I'm going to show you the same thing to make sure this crease is really creased well. Oh, Pam, bless your heart for being here and laughing. I don't know if everybody else has stuck with me or not, but if you have stuck with me, you are true friends. All right, because today is definitely more chaotic than normal. I don't know whether it's the wind. I'm going to say that it's the wind. And this is cut wrong too. What the heck, Jill? I was having a busy morning, trying to get ready for my helper to come to help me finish my club packets, and I got flustered. This needs to be 3 7/8 plus, or 4 and then come down to a 16. And then I got some bad news this week, honestly, just yesterday. For our Thanksgiving, one person in our family is not coming to our Thanksgiving because they don't like the way another person voted. And so it's very upsetting. I just feel like family comes above everything, and that's really the way it should be. But that's me. And this person obviously doesn't feel like that, which is sad, because I just don't think, I personally don't feel like politics should come between families. That's just me. Okay. I mean, I hope it's not just me. I hope none of you have any issues like that for your Thanksgiving, that it's a joyful holiday of thanks like it should be. All right, I just realized something. I had chosen this part for the front of our card, but we're actually going to stamp on the front of our card. So I need to pick something different. Hang on. Let me grab. I'm going to use this. This is what I used in my sample, but I was picking this just because I didn't want to cut into all these, but we are going to cut into these and just be okay with it. Why do they always put, my 2 favorite ones are back to back? I mean, look at all these cute things. You can just cut these out by hand and put them on your cards, which I did actually on one card, but we're going to go for, that way we'll preserve all these over here. Actually, this is something I never do, but okay, never mind. I'm just going to cut it. I was going to try and preserve these down here, but we're not going to do it. We're just going to cut into it, hold our breath, decide if we need to buy more paper. We will buy more paper. I have used almost all this paper. This is called Snowy Winter. Yes, we are friends. Hi, Kathy Kurtner. Welcome. Oh, it's nice to see you live, Kathy. All right, so let's go on here. I have many friends that don't vote the same way as me, and we never talk politics. I don't honestly talk politics with anyone. You know, for the most part, I know what they're voting for. They know what I'm voting for, and we accept that we're not always going to agree. I mean, you know, we're just not, even though we're all friends. All right, now remember my reminder that you put the adhesive only around the very outside, because you're going to cut out your die in the middle, your circle or your oval or whatever you're using. You could use squares for this too. I didn't. I just used circles so that we could actually see the same card made twice, so that we could all get it in our head about how to make it. So I actually love this petal pink snowflake paper. But anyway, you know, I have, honestly, my best friend votes the opposite way I do. And I have many friends and family that we don't vote the same, but as we all know, this was a tough year for elections, and a lot of people aren't happy. A lot of people are happy, but a lot of people aren't happy. And I just hope as time goes by, and I hope things will calm down. That's all I'm saying. And I hope families don't go through division because of stupid politics. I mean, honestly, probably none of us actually, well, I shouldn't say that. a lot of us probably didn't vote for the person that we liked the most. Maybe we voted, you know, for someone that we didn't care for. Both ways. I'm saying this both ways. All right, I'm trying to find my circle die. And that has disappeared. Probably shouldn't even be talking about this, but I'm upset with my family people that aren't coming because they don't like the way someone else in our family voted, so that's kind of upsetting. All right, here we go. Let me grab another circle die. I have no idea. I have 2 of these, so let me just grab the other one. I don't know how I lose things on Facebook Live. It's just kind of crazy. Well, I lose things. I don't know what I'm saying. I lose things in real life. I'm going to actually leave for this one. I'm going to leave a little bit more room at the bottom. Can you see that? Yeah, I'm on the camera. So I'm going to leave a tiny bit more at the bottom because I am going to stamp the greeting on the paper. Probably should have done that first, but I didn't. So we're going to go with this. We find the top plate. I'm using a new clear plate today. Isn't it fun to get a new clear plate out? I make my plates last a long, long, long time. I rarely get out a new one. But sometimes I do for Facebook Live just because I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So then again, we cut through both of our layers with our circle die. Martha, DSP makes it so difficult to cut the paper. Both sides always, they're too pretty. Yes, I know. I agree. And isn't it wonderful that our paper is so beautiful? And then, you know, we've got these for something else. And then this is going to be our main circle for the front of our card. And it seems for me, you know, like there are some sides of designer series paper that I really, really love. But so many of them lately are on both sides. And you're like, ugh, that's a hard one. Okay. Move my phone just a touch. Let's go ahead and remember on these cards, you kind of have to do the inside first. Now, I have, I am making 2 congratulations cards. So we're going to stamp the inside of this. The congratulations, well, let me get out my greeting here. The congratulations that I'm going to use the stamp is not on, gosh, I don't know, I can't talk. I'm going to blame it on the wind. The congratulations stamp I'm going to use, and I'll show you in a minute. It's from a stamp set that is not, it's not the snowflake flurries or whatever we're using. One of a kind, this is called. But let me grab my Poppy Parade ink. I'll show you what it is from when we do that stamping. So we're going to do the inside first, and this greeting says, a little something just for you. This particular one is for my niece who called me last night with some news. She just got accepted to her master's program for psychology. It's a fancier name than that, but she has a psychology degree. She is a social worker. Well, she's a probation officer. Right now, she's a probation officer for adults. She did work with youth for a long time. Then she went to the private sector. This is my niece in Colorado, for those of you that know that my family is from Colorado. And she lives in Johnstown, Colorado anyway. You don't need to know all this anyway, but I'm going to stamp, no, I think I'll stamp this full strength. And I'm kind of just going to go down here because you'll be able to see the writing anyway. Anyway, this card is for her. She just got accepted for her master's degree. So that's why I'm using a congratulations card, even though we're kind of making Christmas cards. But our first one was a Christmas card. So this time we're going to take the medium-sized snowflake, and we're going to use Poppy Parade ink. Just remember on this card, this is a lot of times how we start the front of the card. And for this one, we're starting on the inside of the card. So I'm gonna stamp there. Because once we put that mechanism down, let's do that. Once we put that mechanism down and get it glued down, you don't want that to, then you kind of have to try and stamp with that mechanism in place, and you don't want to do that. So that's why we're doing the inside first, and we are making it kind of extra pretty. We've got an extra layer in here and everything. Isn't that cute? So this is Petal Pink with Poppy Parade. Who knew? Stampin' Up! Obviously did, and they made such a pretty color combination. Well, hi, Judy. You and Kathy know each other? That's nice. All right, let's go here with this one. And now, if you're watching on Facebook Live and you didn't get to watch the whole thing, I do always upload my Facebook Live videos to my YouTube channel, and that's what we have so far. Now, I probably should have stamped my greeting first, because if I mess it up, I'm going to have to go into how do I fix it mode, but we're going to just think I'm going to do okay. We're going to think positive. I'm taking my Poppy Parade ink and lay this aside for a minute. And let's get kind of into position here. Let me show you this stamp set. So, have you guys seen this? Sweetly Scripted. It has happy anniversary, congratulations, happy birthday, a million thanks, a speedy recovery, and save the date. This, I don't know where this is, if it's in the annual catalog or if it's just online, but it's called Sweetly Scripted. The number for it is 163600 if you are trying to figure it out. But again, as I said, I'll send all of this information in a PDF tutorial for my newsletter subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, I'll put a link in. If you're watching on YouTube, the link will be in the video description. If you're watching on Facebook, I'll pop it into the comments at the end after the live video. Okay, so I'm just gonna, well, let's line this up first. I like to line up my cardstock on my grid paper. I feel like it kind of helps me here, so. Yay! Isn't this a pretty script? I mean, it is really pretty. I've just started using it. I bought it when it first came out, but, you know, there's been so many things to stamp with, my friends. So many things. So I'm going to clean this off on my chamois, and then let's decorate the front, and then we will put our card together. Now, for this one, well, I'm looking for my bits. Oh, we do have to do one more die cutting. I've got my parts out. I'm going to set these things all aside. We're going to use those to finish up our card, but we need to do one little bit of die cutting. So see this snow here? So what I did for this, so that it would all work together, is I took a piece of just shimmery white that I knew was the length of my circle. So let me get my circle back out here. Put all these things to the side where I don't lose them, including my ink pad. Okay, so I just took, now this is smaller. I'm going to use a little bigger one today, but I want to make sure it was as wide as my circle. Does that make sense? So I'm going to start at the very edge over here and just make a snowbank. So I'm going to kind of just go down and kind of up and maybe back down and then back up for a snowbank. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my die. I might do this off camera just to not have to go back and forth, but I'm going to take my die then and I'm going to die cut it like this. Make sense? So that it fits on my circle. So let me do that off camera. My die cutting machine is right here, so I'm just going to quick do this. And then we'll put the front of our card together. So now I have this, and that will fit right at the bottom of our circle. And now we're ready to do the rest of our cards. So I'm going to just put this on. And what I did for my other one is I just sneaked it up just a touch. Can you see that I'm not putting it on the very, very edge because you just don't want anything to inhibit this popping up. So that's why I did it like that. Let's go ahead and get this on our paper. This doesn't have to be any certain size. You just need it the length of your circle, however high or low you're going to put it. I am going to use glue on this. Hi, Brenda. You found me live today. Yay! Okay, so let's get this down here. Well, even though it was a rough start, so many of you are finding me live that usually watch replay, so that's nice. Now, again, I'm just going to get this down here and then just slightly inch it up on the circle. Like so. I will be live next week. As I said, it's my my craft along with the Snowy Wonder stamp set. Now, this is the Snowy Wishes paper we're using today, but I am not featuring the stamp set on it because we're featuring all the snowflakes. Okay. Let's go ahead now, and we're going to do a little stamping. Probably should have done my stamping first, but, you know, we're kind of off today, so we're just making everything work. I'm going to take, for this card, I'm going to use this cute blue swirly stamp. I thought this was so cute for a snowfall, for snow falling, or a little card with snowfall. And let's go ahead and lightly do this. I kind of have to look at my sample. I don't think I stamped off. I think I went ahead, because it's a really light color, Pool Parties, and I'm just moving my stamp around so it's different directions. I think that's probably enough. Sometimes with background stamping, less is more. So we're gonna stop with that, go back to our Poppy Parade, and the second smallest snowflake, and then we're going to just sorry, I saw that my light had turned off, so I turned my light back on. I have two here, and one of them kind of shuts off sometimes. They're both touch lights, but I don't know why it turned off. I must have touched it. So we're going to just stamp a few of these little Poppy Parade snowflakes. I know they're Poppy Parade, they're not blue, but let's just, we're going to, I want them to show, so I'm kind of going around the very, very edge. That might be enough, maybe one right there. So, because we're going to cover them up a lot with the snowflakes, kind of like we did the first one. So now I'm going to take, this is a red, this is real red. This is not Poppy Parade, but I think it works. You know, it's glitter paper, so glimmer paper. It's glitter paper that Stampin' Up! Calls glimmer paper with 2 M's instead of 2 T's. And let me grab the mini glue dots again, which of course have disappeared. It's so nice because it doesn't land on your fingers. We used to have glitter paper that all the sparkles would be on your fingers. It was beautiful. I loved it. But our new glimmer paper, new meaning in the past, like, you know, 4 or 5 years, it doesn't come off on your fingers or any place on your crafting space. So that's an improvement. We're going to go ahead and put this guy kind of down here a little bit. And again, I'm not going to push it down really hard. Then we have a snowflake that I've already stamped and die cut. So we're going to put a white snowflake on top of this one. If I can find it. Yeah, here it is. A white snowflake. I mean, aren't these pretty? Isn't that a pretty die though? You know, there's snowflakes and then there's snowflakes, and I think these are extra pretty. So I'm going to go ahead, again, we're going to put gems in the middle of these guys too, so it won't, these mini glue dots won't show when our card is all done. I'm just pulling them off and sticking them on with my finger. Now I'm going to put this one on this little snowflake like so. I have a whole nother card, you guys, I know I'm changing the subject, that I want to show you how to make, but it's going to make this video too long because it uses embossing powder and Wink of Stella. So you might have seen it. I put it on my Facebook page asking if you liked it with the bow or without the bow. That one is the one I'm talking about. I really want to show you how to do that, but it makes it too long for today. So I'll either make just a separate video for that, and I'll show you the card in a minute. A separate video for that, and just do it as a video and not a Facebook Live, and then I'll post it where you can find it. Okay, I'm staying on the inside. You can go up off the top of your die cut, but you can't go to the sides. Now I don't want to get this. I'm not going to stick this yet because we have to put in, our main item is this little snow globe. So I cut this right out of the paper. So let me I'm grabbing the paper that I cut this out of so you can see. I didn't cut it out of this particular paper, but it's this sheet of paper, and I just cut out, this was on the edge of the paper that I cut out, so I used this one. On my other paper, my other card, I used a little penguin, but I don't want to cut, you know, again, we're talking about not wanting to cut into our beautiful paper because then we cut up something we like on the other side. But these are sometimes we just have to sacrifice one for the other. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy kind of down front and center like so. So he's right there. And then let's grab some more gems. For this one, I'm going to use different gems. I'm going to use these, which I love. If you've been watching me lately, I've been using a lot of these for Christmas projects. These are the iridescent adhesive-backed discs. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool and let's do, on the white snowflake, let's do the red one here. And for the red snowflake, let's do, we could either do blue or let's just do, yeah, let's do, this one's kind of blue. So let's use this one for a snowflake. And then when we do the front of our card, we'll put some more gems on. But this is what this is going to be so far. Now, this little guy is kind of sticking up, and I don't like that very much. So what I'm going to do, I don't want anything to catch on anything anywhere for this card because you want the pop-up to be completely, I'm just taking a mini glue dot and I'm just sticking it on the back there. See how that's going to hold that down. It wouldn't get in the way of the mechanism anyway, but I just don't like the way it's popping up. I think it will bend when I put the card in an envelope, and I just don't want that to happen. So now we're this far. Now we're going to redo our mechanism on the front. So we're going to take, again, this is our 4 inches this way by 2.5. Now this is not, this is a measurement I made up. So I made it up to actually fit our circle die that we're using. If you use a different set of dies, say you use the ovals that I talked about earlier that we no longer have, but I think a lot of you have them that watch me. You will want this piece to be longer. If you use an oval and use it the oval way, which is the only way it would fit on the front of a card, you will want this to be a little bit longer. So just cut it, instead of 2 1/4, you'll want to cut it a little bit longer. All right, so now we're going to stick this down right here next to this fold line. Make sense? Okay, so let's go ahead. I think for this, I'll use Stampin' Seal Plus, wherever that is. If I can put my hand on it. I have no idea where things go during Facebook Live. Now, I don't want it to be up here. So what I'll do is, so if we do it like this first, which is what I should have done to begin with. Nope. Remember, I went wrong before. So this is, the folded edge goes towards me, the open edges go to the top, and we're lining it up with that crease. So never mind what I said about the adhesive for this one. This one doesn't matter. We just want this to stick down like this. Okay. Then what we're going to do is close this so it sticks here. And we're just going to put, now here's where we want to be careful with the adhesive. We don't want the adhesive up here. So we're going to put this adhesive very close to the score line. So like that. So that way we've made our box. You see the box? So that's how we've made our box. And again, I didn't get this centered. Good grief. I'm going to try and pull this off. No, I'm not. So, okay, well, you guys can get yours centered. It still works, even if you don't get it centered and you're kind of a hot mess like I am today. It's okay. So we're going to take our 3-inch. Here's our mechanism. Here's our trigger. So this is the short end goes towards me, and the fold goes towards me, and the long end goes up. So we're going to place this here with some adhesive that I'm going to use liquid glue, because this is the part that really has to hold to make this work. So I'm gonna line this up with glue, and I know not all of you love liquid glue, but for something like this, it is one of the best things. You could use tear and tape, you could use Stampin' Seal Plus, but I did that on my very first card, and I just didn't feel like it worked really well. So this is what's going to happen here. Then on this one, on the front of our flap, we're going to put more glue, and then that's what's going to hold on our main piece in the card. So for my congratulations, when I'm sending my team member, I'm going to put in some embellishments. She accomplished a goal lately, so I wanted to send her something. And I'm fitting that right exactly into the opening, so that's really important. You remember with liquid glue, you have a little bit of time. Let's make sure this, yep, oops, nope, didn't hold. So let's go back here. I didn't give it enough time, and that's because I'm on video, and I just want to make sure I'm not wasting your time. So I'm going to put this down and hold it for a second. Let's just put a block here because we need that to set. Okay, now let me show you a couple things. So this, I have no card made with this, obviously, but I just stamped off the, I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm trying to look at the phone. So I stamped off the big snowflake, and then I stamped that little swirl around it. Now, obviously, I haven't made a card yet, but you could use that for a background on your card. And then when I die cut a lot of things, I just put them in a little pack. Like this, I was trying all kinds of color combinations. So you could try, you know, that. I'm just giving you some ideas. You may or may not want to do it like I do it, but then I keep them in a separate pouch, just like, you know, my clear envelope. So you could even do something like that. You wouldn't see very well, but how about the darker green? Something like that. Anyway, I'm just showing you different things you could do with this stamp set. There's so many fun things. Or even, you could even put a light blue one on the red. Now this card doesn't have any red on it yet, but that would definitely make it pop. Okay, just some ideas and some ways that I design when I'm busy, you know, trying to make cards. But the one I want to show you is this one. So this is the one I put on my Facebook page. And this is, the background for this is Wink of Stella flicked off, and then I used white embossing powder, and you cannot see how pretty it is on the video. I just know it's not going to show up how shimmery it is. but this is one that I wanted to show you how to do. But there's no time in today's video because this is already long enough. But so we've got this stuck down. Hopefully this will, oh no, that's not going to work. Let's move this. That's why it was pulling. Okay, so watch us destruct this card. So just be careful when you do this. Of course, I've really stuck it down this time. Is that you go straight up. I see how much I'm to the side here, and that's why this isn't opening. So I'm kind of gently but firmly pulling this up, and this is going to be a hot mess now, but I'm going to replace this. So it wouldn't be one of my Facebook Lives if we don't tear something up and tear it apart. So I'm going to go pretty much straight up with this guy. It can't catch over there. Let's see if that'll work. That'll work. Can move it even just a little bit. There we go. That'll work. So you can have a tree there. You know, I'm going to move this guy. Let's get some dimensionals on him. But anyway, so do as I say, not as I did. So that you don't have to redo it like I'm pulling it apart here. Let's get rid of this one. And now, dimensionals, if you can roll them off usually, and without destroying anything in their path. So if I go over here, come stick with me, kids. You'll figure out how to do it and how not to do it. All right, I'm going to put these two dimensionals so that they land kind of over here on this side of our snowflake. Oops, can't get too far over there. Well, you get the idea. I would love to see, if you try this fun fold, I would love to see your cards. Okay, so now for this one, I'm going to put one more. I'm going to kind of sneak this up. Try not to bend it too much, so that's all secure. Now we should be secure. Let's try it. Yes, and there's our pop-up. See how cute? I mean, it is really cute. And it isn't hard. You just have to know the steps. I mean, it is really easy. And there's our pop-up. So, and then this has a little something for you. So, I probably should have stamped this down a little bit farther. But I'm going to put a little gift in here, a gift card or something for her. And then we have our little card. So, here's our cards. This is the one I made with the little penguin and snow globe, but there's a lot to choose from. So which one do you like the best? Do you like the pool party snowflakes or do you like the petal pink snowflakes? I like both of these. I think they turned out really cute. I'm really happy with them. And it's been a fun stamp set to play with. So anyway, as I said, my friends, if you put an order using this host code, I will send you 5 cards. Some will be Christmas cards. Some will be current products. Some will be retired. But I have a lot of cards to give away, so I'm happy to share them with you. And these are beautiful cards. These are all made by demonstrators who have been achieved the trips with Stampin' Up, so it's an exclusive group to swap with, and so I like to share them because I make a lot of swap cards and I'm happy to share them. So let me see if you have any comments. Oh, Kathy likes them both. Kathy, it's snowing in Wisconsin. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Kathy. So sweet of you guys. Thank you. Thank you for all the hearts. I really appreciate it. Whenever you comment or you give me a heart or a like, it helps me grow my channel, and I am working on growing it. I'm going to get this video thing figured out so that we don't have all the mess at the beginning that we had today. But thanks so much for spending your time with me. Let me know if I can help you. If you make this card, I would love to see it. So I'd love for you to share it with me on my page. And again, there come more hearts. Thanks so much. Oh, Kathy, you're very welcome. This one's a tie today, Martha said. Oh, you guys are the sweetest. I love you so much, and I appreciate you so much. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.